If you're easily scared, you might want to skip this video. Because today, you're about to hear the true stories behind some of the most disturbing 911 calls ever recorded. These are the calls that emergency operators never forget. The ones that stay with them for years. And the ones that prove that real horror doesn't come from movies, it comes from real people calling for help. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe because I release deeper, darker, and more disturbing real-life stories every week. And trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. Now, let's begin. In a quiet suburban neighborhood, a young girl whispered into the phone while hiding in a closet. Her voice was shaking so badly that the operator had to lean in to hear her breathing. When the operator asked what was happening, the girl said 8 words that still haunt everyone who has heard the recording. Someone is in the house, and he's not alone. She woke up to footsteps in the hallway. She thought it was her mom, but the steps didn't stop at her door. They moved slowly, carefully, almost like the intruder knew exactly where she was. Then she heard another voice, deeper, whispering something she couldn't understand. The operator tried to keep her calm, whispering back so the intruders wouldn't hear. But suddenly on the call, the closet door rattled. The girl whispered, "He's opening the doors, he's getting closer," and then total silence. The operator begged her to answer. Police arrived minutes later. The phone was on the floor. The girl was gone. Only footprints and a broken window remained. The case has never been solved. The second call came from a woman who said she saw something crawling in her backyard. Not someone, something. She said it wasn't human. It was pale, tall, and moving in a way that didn't make sense. While she talked, a scraping sound echoed through the call, like nails dragging across a window. She whispered, "It's staring at me." The operator asked what was staring at her. She said, "It has no face." The woman screamed as something slammed against the wall. The line cut out. When officers arrived, they found her unconscious but alive. The window had long, thin scratches carved into the glass. The backyard had deep claw marks in the dirt. No footprints, nothing human. The next 911 call came from a young boy home alone. He said someone was knocking on the door, but it wasn't normal knocking. It was slow, rhythmic, almost playful. The operator stayed with him until he whispered, "He knows I'm here." She asked how he knew. The boy said, "He said my name." The operator froze. The boy said the stranger whispered his name through the door even though he had never seen him. Then the boy whispered, "He's saying my mom's name too." The knocking stopped. Then the boy said, "He's walking to the back door." Before he could hide, he whispered, "He's already here." Police found the boy crying under a table. Outside, carved into the wood of the back door with something sharp, were the names of the entire family. Another terrifying call came from a man driving on a dark highway. He whispered that he thought someone was hiding in his backseat. He said he saw movement in the mirror, but no one was there when he turned. Then he suddenly shouted, "I heard breathing. Someone is in here." The operator told him to pull over, but he screamed, "He's touching my seat. He's right behind me." The call ended with the sound of the car swerving. Police found the vehicle crashed and the window shattered from the inside. The man has never been found. Next came a call from an elderly man living alone. He heard someone walking in his attic. Heavy footsteps, slow, controlled. The operator stayed on the line as he approached the attic entrance. He begged, "Don't make me open it," but he eventually pulled the string. The ladder unfolded. He climbed up. "Hello?" he called. Then, silence. Only a soft dragging sound. Police found the ladder down, but the attic empty. The man was gone forever. Another disturbing call came from a woman who heard crying under her house. Not animal crying, human crying. A child. She walked outside while on the call. The crying grew louder near the crawl space door. The operator begged her not to open it. She whispered, "What if someone needs help?" She lifted the latch. The crying stopped instantly. She said, "Hello? Is anyone?" and then screamed. The phone dropped.
Static, muffled movement. Police found the crawl space open and long scratch marks on the walls. The woman was never found. But the next call is one operators still discuss because of how unnatural the voice sounded. A teenage boy called saying someone was standing at the edge of his driveway. Just standing, not moving, not speaking. The operator asked him to describe the person. The boy said, "He looks like me." The operator assumed it was a joke, but the boy insisted. "He looks exactly like me. Same clothes, same hair, same face. He's smiling, but he's not blinking." The operator told him to stay inside, but the boy whispered, "He's walking toward the house." The 911 line picked up the sound of slow footsteps on gravel. Then the boy whispered, "He's at the door." A gentle knock echoed through the call. The boy said, "He's looking through the window." Then he screamed, "He has my eyes." The line cut. Police later found the house locked from the inside. The boy was gone, but outside, officers found footprints. 2 sets, both the exact same size. Now we return to the most disturbing 911 call of all, the one that came from someone who wasn't alive. A man whispered that someone had broken into his home. He said he was hiding in his closet. The operator sent officers instantly. The call ended when he whispered, "He found me." When officers arrived, they discovered the horrifying truth. The man who made the call had been dead for 8 hours before the call was placed. The voice was his. The timestamp matched. The closet door was shattered. No one knows who he said found him. No one knows how a dead man called 911. These real calls remind us that horror doesn't always hide in the dark. Sometimes it picks up the phone. If you want more terrifying real stories like this, hit the like button and make sure you're subscribed, because what's coming next is even darker than this.